Hey YouTube, so this is the latest on Botham John, the young man who was fatally shot in his apartment by off-duty police officer. She was convicted of murder for his shooting. She claimed to have thought she was going into her apartment and entered his apartment and shot him. So since that time, the family have been doing filing some lawsuits. The latest lawsuit that the Botham John's family filed is against the apartment complex where Amber Guyger shot him. And here's the information on that. The family of Botham John plans to file a separate lawsuit against the Southside Flats, the apartment complex where former Dallas police officer Amber Guyger fatally shot him, a family attorney said. Attorney Lee Merritt, that's Lee Merritt, said Saturday that confusing layout of the upper floors, coupled with a faulty door, the mechanical part of the faulty door, created circumstances that led to John's death in September 2018. John, 26, was shot inside his own apartment by Guyger, which we all know, who said she entered his home by mistake, believing it to be hers. But of course, she was convicted of that. Guyger was convicted of murder on October 1st and is serving a 10-year sentence for that murder. So again, the family is now suing the apartment complex where he lived. Their claims in their lawsuit is that there was faulty locks in some of the mechanics of the layout of the building, and the locks may be at fault for this killing or this murder of this young man losing his life. Another part of this is that the family was suing the city of Dallas, and it was the first lawsuit was dismissed, and then they appealed it. I don't know how many times they appealed it, but on the final appeal, I think this is the final one, a judge says Botham Jean's family can't sue the police department because it wasn't a police shooting. But it was a police officer that shot him, but they're saying it wasn't a police shooting. A federal judge ruled that Botham John's family cannot hold the city liable for his death at the hands of a former cop. A federal judge dismissed a lawsuit against the Dallas Police Department of the family of the man who was killed in his own apartment by former Dallas police officer Amber Guyger, who was a police officer at the time. She was off duty, but she was a police department, as we all know. The U.S. District Judge Barbara Lynn ruled on December 23rd, 2019, that the city of Dallas could not be held liable for the off-duty shooting that left 26-year-old Botham John dead. In her ruling, the judge said that she was upholding a magistrate's prior decision because the lawsuit failed to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. So, and I think that was federal court. So I think that may have been their final appeal. If I'm wrong, somebody can drop down in the comments and correct me. But so that's the latest. The lawsuit against the police department or the city, it was denied by the judge. And there is a lawsuit against the apartment complex where Botham was shot. That's just started ongoing. There's some other news concerning Botham John that I may share tomorrow morning. Basically, or what's happening with that is that the NFL will be he will be featured in some part of the Super Bowl. They will be mentioning him in the Super Bowl, something that have to do with social justice. And I just glanced at that, so I don't have a lot of information on it, but I'm going to read it tonight and maybe do a video tomorrow concerning that. The NFL mentioning Botham John in relation to social justice during the Super Bowl. So I will be sharing that sometime tomorrow. This is Miss Cruiser. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good evening and a great weekend.